Okay, I'm here tonight, as you know, if you've got any high school athletes, to talk about concussions and LB 260, which was enacted in 2012. What that is it requires all public schools and club teams and everyone to provide information about concussions in order to make sports safer for kids, which is a good thing. I think we can all agree on that. So if you can endure me for 10 minutes here, we'll be on our way. So first, there's 4 components to the LB 260. The first one is education, which is what you're doing here tonight. Obviously, there's websites you can go to learn more about concussions, as well as education for the coaching staff. They all go through every year they're required to complete an online training in concussion management and recognition. So, obviously, the signs and symptoms of concussion, this is not a conclusive list, but headache, dizziness, memory trouble, vision issues, mood changes, those are all things to be watching for when your athlete comes home. If you notice one or more of those things, you need to notify somebody. Hopefully the athlete will recognize them and notify their coach or me, and we can get everything taken care of correctly. But obviously the risk of a concussion can be fatal. If you prolong treatment for a concussion, eventually it's going to get to the point where you can get a bleed on your brain, and that can be fatal. And so we don't want any of that. And no sport is worth that. So if you recognize something, please speak up. The second component is removal from play. So any athlete that's suspected of having a concussion must be removed immediately from play. And they're not allowed to return until they are evaluated by a licensed healthcare professional. And that means, obviously, a doctor, EA, myself as an athletic trainer, nurse practitioner, that there's more. I don't know them all right now, but that's about what we have in our community. So athlete or parent or whoever should notify me or someone that they think their son or daughter may have a concussion, or the coach can notify me and they can be removed and evaluated. And once they're evaluated, it's determined, they do have a concussion. They're required to go through the return to play protocol. So return to play consists of 2 pieces. There's a return to learn and a return to play. So return to learn is the cognitive side, the brain rest side of it, and then return to play is the physical side of it. So they're not allowed to do the physical side of return to play until they are no longer in the return to learn protocol. What that is there's a concussion management team. Your son or daughter gets a concussion at their practice or game. I notify Mr. Bramer. He notifies the concussion management team, which lets all the instructors of your son or daughter know what has happened. Therefore, they can modify things in the classroom for them so as not to make their symptoms worsen. And once they are able to get through a full school day with no problem of worsening symptoms, then they can get with me and we'll do the graded physical activity portion of it, which is the physical side of the return to play. And once that's all been completed, the final piece is the written and signed clearance by a licensed healthcare professional, which can be me. It can be your family physician, and so on and so forth. So once we go through this 6-step process, I've notified you, I think they have a concussion, we're going to take them through the return to play protocol. We go through it, 6 steps, 1 step each day. 6 days later, they're cleared, they passed all the tests, then I sign a form, you sign a form, and the athlete signs a form, just to make sure we have documentation that everyone was aware there was a concussion, everyone was aware that the return to play took place, and that all the symptoms and everything are fully recovered from. So, that being said, there's a small form, half a sheet of paper, in the lobby when you're finished. You passed your test tonight. You get to get this form and sign it and turn that in. Athletes cannot participate in events until this is turned in. I saw many of you in the lobby already for this form as well, so 2 forms. This has a front and a back. This is for me, for Faith Regional, that says you as a parent give me permission to treat your athlete if they should get injured, as well as release of information. Don't let that scare you. All that means is I can then give your son or daughter's private medical injury information to a coach or appropriate school personnel. That's all that means. So make sure that you can do all your children on one form of the big form, and it's front and back, and make sure you get those turned in to me. I'll be in the lobby when this is over, or to Mrs. Kroll in the office. Another thing that we've really wanted to mention, last thing, is that if you take your son or daughter to the doctor, let's say maybe they see me, and I say, okay, maybe we need an x-ray of this. Go to the doctor writes a note that says x-ray is negative. They cannot just write return as tolerated. We have to have the doctor saying no restrictions. So if you go to the doctor and they're cleared to play because all we were after was an x-ray, make sure you let your doctor know. You have to write a note that says there's no restrictions, or place a specific date on that doctor's note that they will bring back to me in school. That way, we know for 100% sure that there's no restrictions at all by the attending physician, and they can safely return, and that takes the liability away from the school and gets everybody cleared and ready to go. So, if you have questions about that, please see me. If you have questions about concussions or anything else at any time, please contact me. My cell phone